timeout early on because you didn't like what you saw, and it seemed to be corrected from then on out.
No, I don't know about that, but we put the ball in the bucket, man, and that's what we can do. The area that this team has to get better at is defense. And I just think we took for granted today that I think we kind of knew we were going to win this game, and the margin of victory to them didn't matter. That's the area we got to get better, because defensively they shouldn't have scored 58, and they shouldn't have had 25 offensive rebounds. That's a big thing. We're such a dominant rebounding team today, and that's where the frustration came from, was we're just not being us, and we got to be us no matter who we play. But there was a lot of bright spots, though, man. I thought Mia Deck continued to climb and play better, man, and how hard she played. And it does help when she knocked down shots, but she plays hard on both ends of the floor. Really good game for her, and the same thing with Layla. Glad she was okay from that last play that happened down here, but she continues to show what she can do offensively. But this team right here that we have is going to be very, very scary when we put it together on the defensive end. And that's where a younger team, we kind of got to get better in some areas, but incredibly proud. We're 7-0, 200-point games this year, averaging over 80 points a game. So proud, a lot to be proud of. But when you're one of the best in the country, you gotta keep holding yourself to a high standard.
Sure. Talk a little bit more about the defensive effort. 9 steals today out of your crew, and they were spread all over. Layla Lawrence had 4 of them to lead them all. That's one of your bigs.
Yeah, she did a really good job at the back of the press and kind of rebounding, kind of playing that free safety position. And when they threw a lob pass, it wasn't a good pass, was able to make a play on it, and she's doing a good job of reading those things. And so proud of her effort today. And then I think Dorian is doing such a good job at the front of the press too. And so she just got it. She's getting this close to getting some deflections, and when she starts getting a hand or a finger even on some of these passes that they're throwing over the top, it's going to create more turnovers for us and more steals. And so we're going to keep getting better. That the press is something that we have a lot of new players in that second unit in the press, and so some of the rotations on that aren't quite where we want them to be, but we're getting there.
Layla, let's go back to Layla for just a moment. Coach, it's hard to get away from the potential that young lady has.
Yeah.
I mean, think about, if you've followed the Lions before, you've got Alexis over on the bench, Alexis Bryant. You've got Artasia Gay at home watching this one, probably online.
Yeah.
And stretch either one of those 2 players out with just as much drive, passion, and ability. And that's what you have as a bigger version of those 2.
You'd like that'd be special, and she definitely has the ability to be very, very special, man. What a bright future she's going to have, because she's somebody that kind of like Tay can put the ball on the floor, and probably puts the ball on the floor better than Tay did as far as being able to rebound, push, and transition. She passes the ball extremely well. She can shoot the 3. She can shoot jump shots. She's good in the paint. But Alexis Bryant is probably the best post defender I've ever coached, and so that's the area. Glad we got Alexis Bryant on staff, because
I've heard
she's somebody that's going to be working with her every day on a regular basis, and to get that side of things better. But man, what a talent she is.
Your guards were just slicing and dicing, and then they'd find an open 3. Deck hitting those 4 triples. That's what y'all were really hoping to see at some point. You knew she could defend, but you like to see the scoring that they thought they had down in New Orleans.
I knew she could shoot. We knew she could shoot, and that's the reason. Her defense was the plus for us. Like, I didn't know that she was going to be this good of a defender for us. And so the shooting was just a matter of confidence and getting in the gym and getting reps. And you can see it today. When she got the ball in her hand, she was feeling confident. And that's a whole different Mia when you get the offensive side of the game with it. And so, to see her kind of get in her zone today and hit some shots and shoot in rhythm and shoot with confidence, that's a special thing we have right there. Our backcourt continues to be, we talked about it before the game, just what a deep backcourt we have. Another good game from Reve Payne too, man. She continues to show what she can do offensively, and we're doing it. We're being more efficient, and that's what's good to see today.
All right, next up, it's going to be a game on Saturday. You go up against Oklahoma Christian, and then you hit the road to T-Dub on Monday next week. Coach, tell me what life's going to be like in the Lone Star Conference. Have you peeked over the wall and see what the neighborhood's looking like as we get ready to get in it for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, this is a stretch we got coming up. You go home, Oklahoma Christian. One day later, you got a day in between, then you go 2 TWU, 2 days in between, 2 Midwestern, I think 3 days in between, and you're home against Fort Smith. And so you get a chance to see some of these, I guess, northern schools early on, and they're good, man. Midwestern brings back pretty much their whole roster from last year, and that was a bubble team as far as making the NCAA tournament. If they would have allowed the team that got COVID to be replaced, it would have been with Midwestern. And they're a strong team. They got a veteran bunch over there. Oklahoma Christian, I think, has got a lot of new people on the roster this year, but they bring back a veteran front court, and they're going to be tough inside. And so, we definitely have to rebound the ball better than we did today. You look at TWU and Ajong Tak, familiar faces over there. They're always strong inside. They got some good guards. They're winning right now. I think they're 5-2 on the year. And so this stretch that we got coming up, these next 3-4 games, is going to be very tough. And so it's going to take us getting back on the right page, playing our brand of basketball. But I feel very good. I feel very, very confident going into these games.
Coming out of Christmas, it'll be Midwestern State here on New Year's Eve.
Yep.
T-Dub following up on the 2nd. Better celebrate all on the 1st, right? And then how about let's run out to Canyon and then to Aggie Gym.
And that stretch after Christmas is going to be so vital. You go to West Texas, you go to Cameron. That's a tough stretch right there. Two of the better teams, not just in the conference, but I think two of the better teams in the country right there. And then you come back home and you got Lubbock Christian, Eastern New Mexico. And I think a lot of people looked at Eastern New Mexico, saw how late they hired a coach, and thought, it may be a down year for Eastern New Mexico, and especially losing Proc, who's such a great coach, going over to West Texas. And they haven't skipped a beat. Eastern New Mexico's playing very well right now. And so, man, that 4-game stretch is really going to determine a lot when it comes to our conference play, conference seeding, and the NCAA tournament.
Outstanding stuff. Those two schools, when you go on the road, if you play First in Canyon, you've got the wide open First United Bank Center.
Yeah.
And it becomes a bit different shooting background when you go from that and turn right around into the cozy confines of Aggie Gym.
And not just that, you got two different styles of play. You got a team that's going to be bigger, that wants to control the game, wants to control the pace, probably going to zone us a lot like we saw today. And then you go and you play Cameron, and they want to get up and down. They want to run and gun. And that's the game you probably want to play the first game of the trip, not the second game. If they can shoot, means Cameron can score the basketball. And so they're going to be two games that we got to come focused. Not a lot of prep time in between that Thursday, Saturday game for a very big Saturday game that we got against Cameron. So it's going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to the Lone Star Conference. I'm looking forward to seeing how this team continues to grow as we face adversity, as we face different challenges. But we have a team that is special, and we can continue to morph this team into different things, play different lineups. We haven't shown anybody Desiree Kerner with 3 yet, and that's something that you can take advantage of some guards that are smaller, posting her up inside and do some different things, and so mess around with some zone. We're gonna show some different things after Christmas.
Don't have it all out when you open up the deal. Coach, congratulations on the win. 2nd trip into the century mark, and more to come.
No doubt. Thank you very much.
Jason Burton, head coach of A&M-Commerce Lion women. They are winners today in big fashion, 100-58. Men are coming up next. The Harding Bison make their way in from Searcy, Arkansas. Thank goodness, Coach. It's no more Lion versus Lion. Makes my day hard. We'll see you in a minute, folks. Go Lions.